No, Yoshi. Come back. I gotta stop him before he clobbers Luigi.
I got it! Hey, watch where you're going, you egghead. Who's an egghead? Eggface? You are. So, what do you have to say now, egghead?
Super Mario, Super Mario, Super Mario World.
Super Mario World was a show from the past. And if you're thinking it's good, well, you'll be sorry you asked. Delfino and Peach here are watching what they can. The budget was $2 and a piece of ham.
Super Mario World.
Super Mario World, it just looks like ass. The Supershow Saga, it's a gas!
Because, you always say we're not starting, and then I go to listen to the podcast, and then you've included me talking about something weird.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I would never. Okay, but seriously, hello, and welcome to our season finale of our Mario show, starring me, Delfino.
And I, Peach Supreme.
Yes. So, first of all...
I don't know why I waved. Nobody's going to see me wave except for you.
Well, I liked it because you did it, you leaned in, and it was good. First of all, thank you so much for listening. If you're still doing so, I was not expecting, such an immediate response to me releasing episodes again.
It was really sweet.
I feel so,
I love looking at your community posts.
not humbled, but, gracious. I feel so oh my gosh, you guys.
I'm looking at this list that you've made for this recap. It's so professional. Gosh, you're so good at all this stuff.
Me and Google Sheets, we get along like green eggs and ham. We get along pretty good.
Yeah, I can do the artsy stuff, but when it comes to
management,
computers, editing,
data,
I'm so bad at it. Well, I don't know
always
if I'm
learn
bad.
it.
I could learn if I had the time and willpower.
It's really willpower.
Mostly willpower.
You learned that one art software, Fire Alpaca, because it was free, which is great.
Oh, yeah. But I just didn't want to buy Photoshop again.
Well, it's because Photoshop is insane, and Adobe's dumb, and they won't let you just buy one of their things. They're you have to sign up for all of them, and also you have to pay us $100 buckaroonies a month.
I don't know. I've mostly been using Fire Alpaca. I used to use Medibang a little bit, but I've kind of mostly just transitioned to just doing Fire Alpaca.
That's good. Although sometimes I'm maybe it is worth that Clip Studio Paint, because I see all these
I do see really good things about Clip Studio Paint.
Twitch artists use it a lot, and then it has a built-in time-lapse feature when you tell it when to start the time-lapsing. It gets it all. It's pretty good. I don't think I use Photoshop for anything except for video thumbnails anymore when I have to do the text editing. I could use GIMP, but man, it's so you have to click on this. And
it's so gimpy.
It's so gimpy. Yep. It's first you have to click on this and make sure you have this selected, and then you do this other part, and then that's how you maybe get an outline. It's why can't I just draw the thing and then it already produces it with the outline on it? Why do I have to add it in later? What? Whatever.
Yeah, I'm trying to get better at doing digital art. That's kind of why I started Precure Sundays in the first place. It was just to have a consistent thing to do digital art with.
And it's turned out really... I think when you look from Cure Earth to your most recent one, Yum Yum, it's so whoa.
Well, thank you.
It looks really good. I think because it's when you go from Earth digital to Earth traditional, it's oh, well, those kind of look the same. And now it's whoa. Mm-hmm. Big change.
I've been trying to practice more canvas flipping, and then other techniques that if I said them, you'd be oh, duh, that's of course you do that. Well, and then I'm sitting here I've always done that.
What I see a lot of Twitch artists do is they'll have a line going down their canvas, and so it's it'll draw perfectly symmetrical
I have seen
face
that.
and stuff.
They do that a lot for VTubers and stuff, because the symmetry is important for that.
Except I feel that takes it out of it. I'm it's too perfect now.
Well, it's that you start with the symmetry and then you add asymmetrical elements as you go along.
I suppose. But it's
I watch a lot of art videos on YouTube.
Well, I also think about how it's human beings, they don't have two perfectly symmetrical eyeballs. But I guess the thing about VTubers is they're the ideal. And the ideal is you want symmetrical eyeballs. And you want symmetrical...
And you want big hummin-a-dong ding-dongers.
Yeah, and they need to be symmetrical with each other. And they also need to be given the most...
They gotta have that balance.
Of them all. I don't get it, man.
Yeah,
Luca, I will allow it. But other VTubers...
Well, Luca is my auntie, so...
She's also 49, so it's okay.
I don't know. I feel like I'm in the old lady camp with Luca when I look at all these young artists online. I'm just like, God, I'm such an old fart. I still draw my line art traditionally because that's just how I like doing it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they're like, well, you gotta do it on the digital. And it's like, not me.
I suppose that's the big issue, is that I have trouble recording myself physically. One, because I tend to put my face really close to my drawings. I wonder if that means I need glasses.
No, I get it.
When I have to do a detail, I get really up close and I'm like, okay, we gotta draw this line really straight.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's true. It's like, yeah, I don't know.
I did buy a rig, so I don't know. I would like to start recording more drawing artwork and maybe posting it online, but I don't understand those art people that can draw with those beautiful, like, blend out acrylics. Like, they got all the, like, nail piercings and everything in them. I'm like, how do you do anything?
Oh my gosh, today I saw someone baking cookies with their long acrylics. I'm like, girl, wear some gloves.
At my old job, there used to be this lady who had crazy long nails. Like, she could barely hold the pen to sign for her stuff. And I was just like, how do you get through everyday life?
How do you drive? How do you hold your keys to your car?
I don't know. Someone put it into this perspective as it's a way to say, like, I don't have to work for a living. I can have these giant nails.
I can afford giant nails.
I can afford these giant nails and look beautiful, and I don't have to lift a finger to do dishes or whatnot. Meanwhile, me, I have to have short nails. If my nails get even slightly long, I start, like, accidentally scratching myself, and I go, nope, they gotta go.
Well, that happens, or then they, like, I don't know.
I'm trying to clean my hair in the shower, and I start scratching my scalp, and I'm like, nope, they gotta go.
And then you develop Hell's Itch, that insatiable itch. Oh boy. I guess ever since podcast, I've been getting pixie cut hairs.
Yes.
My podcast hair of little pigtails is still accurate-ish.
Yeah, you do occasionally do a little pigtail.
Yeah. But then it's like...
It's getting a lot shorter.
Yeah.
My hair kind of looks the same, but I've had the same hairstyle for many years.
You've thought about bangs, but no.
Nah, not yet.
Not yet.
So when I start going gray, I might do something drastic.
Like dye your hair purple. Well, I would hope it would be purple before then.
I think it's funny that it's almost Christmas again. So I've been rewatching a bunch of the older episodes, which we honestly really should have done before recording Mama Luigi.
Peach feels very embarrassed.
There's so many things. I was rewatching that podcast episode after watching all the other ones. I'm like, you idiot!
You fool!
How did you forget who Phil Harnage was? He literally wrote every single episode.
He's literally a story editor for everything! He did this, he did that.
Yeah, but we did start...
We forgot all our running gags.
We started recording Mario World back during Christmas.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. We've kind of come full circle in 3 years.
3 to 4-ish years. I think it's almost 4. I don't know. But yeah, we're here to go over our thoughts, which is a little hard because, you know, we took a big 3-year siesta. But overall, I feel like I understand Mario World, the cartoon, a lot better when we were starting it.
Yes.
And I was talking about it in Fire Sale, and I'm like, no, it is totally different.
It's gonna be real bad. We're gonna hate it.
We're like,
I'm sitting here like, there were only 13 episodes?
First of all, only 13. That's crazy. And second of all, I feel like I'm seeing it now with the lens of like production and how an animated project comes to work, and it's like, why weren't these things consistent? And it's like, oh, that's because none of the writers talk to each other. So of course it wasn't consistent.
They all sat in their cubicles and wrote their own episode.
With their feet or with their left and right hands. Yeah. And then they got them all done. And then
Martha Moran wrote episodes with all limbs.
And then Phil Harnage had a great attitude during it all, but he also seems very, like, divided.
By the way, was it Phil Harnage's interview or Perry Martin's interview?
So the one I read out for Mama Luigi was Phil Harnage.
Okay, because...
Perry Martin had an interview beforehand.
Okay. Because you kept saying different names during it.
Well...
That might have been part of our Drunken Stupor.
It could have also been me referring to different elements of the different interviews.
I mean, heck, we couldn't get Yoshi and Luigi's names correctly.
They're 3-syllable and they're green characters. But
they're not 3 syllables.
Luigi, Yoshi,
Yoishi,
Yossi,
Yossi.
Yeah.
Not our brightest idea.
Whatever. Now I know that beer makes me too burpy, and it's no good. But you know what? It's fine. Maybe we could do... I mean, here's the thing also. We're also kind of putting it out to the audience of... We might want to continue podcasting, albeit at a slower pace, because I have a full-time job now, so I can't just edit episodes between... like most of my day. It would only be some of my day. This is not going to be my full-time job at all. I like my job very much, but I also like doing this. But where we are going forwards, we'd love to hear some audience inputs. At the end, we're going to talk about future seasons and what they might be, but I think the best way that a drunk podcast could work is if it was a live performance, or we did some sort of live stream where it's like, let's play this, and each time we lose, we do this.
Okay.
But that's like... This is pie in the sky dreaming, you know? Maybe one day I'll get a VTuber. Except I cannot decide on anything. I think maybe what I need is a custom VTuber, like one of those custom template models. And then whenever I want to change elements, I can do so. Because I feel like I'd be like, no, I'm bored with the green-haired one. I want one with purple hair. Oh, I'm bored with the purple.
It too, but once again, the whole editing thing.
Editing, tech, time-consuming.
Not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I don't know. And hearing about VTubers, I'm like, I don't know if I want to get involved in a big community effort of it. I think I'm pretty good where I stand. So anyways, Mario World, overall, I feel like I see it as like, this is very much a Deke product. And, okay, that didn't sound good at all.
It's such a weird fever dream.
It's so weird because I see what things did change between Mario 3 and this one. I feel like the flow between Supershow and Mario 3 was a lot tighter.
It doesn't really feel like a complete project.
It doesn't feel complete at all.
Even when you consider that it was running alongside Captain N.
And it doesn't feel like a continuation of Mario 3 either. There's too many weird things.
It just feels like a weird OVA special.
Where suddenly all the characters have different colors, and it's like, why did that happen?
Hey, we're all gonna go to the hot springs for a couple days. It's like, what?
Okay. I think that is the weird part about it, because
we're gonna go on vacation to Dinosaur Land for a little bit.
So I do feel like between Mario 3 and this in Mario World, that Mario World was a lot more inspired by the games than we do give it any credit for. Like, you look at it from the outside and you're like, cave people, this is nothing like the games. But then once you get into the episodes, I'd say every episode...
The little niche details.
Has at least one reference to game that was not in games prior. Like, I could go through each and every one, but it's things like triangle blocks, springs, clown cars... Not just Yoshi. Well, yes, Yoshi, but, like, things.
Just little elements. Like, they were like,
things.
I like that thing from their view of the game.
Yeah, when they watched their buddy play through it, or how much they remembered it. Like, you could just see some of them, like, writing down in their little notebook, triangle pad to walk on walls, and being like that.
Open secret door.
Yeah. Or, like, people who distinctly remember sequences, like Martha Moran remembering piece by piece the final Bowser sequence.
That scene is really iconic. Like, people still talk about that one today.
Well, I think that's because also it showed off the Super Nintendo, the zoom in and out thing, where it's like that Bowser sprite, it's only one sprite, but it's
really dramatic, the way the music builds up.
Yeah, and it's also the console scaling the clown car to be larger and smaller. It's not switching out sprites, it is a in-product scaling of that thing.
The music's really intense.
Yeah. But like some writers were able to like really remember parts, and then some were like, oh, you know, this is kind of interesting. Let's see how I could use this.
And then some people just like the Flintstones.
And some people went a little crazy on the Flintstones angle, and then some of them were like, okay, this setting of haunted house. Okay, let's have an episode take place here, and stuff like that. I feel like learning that they actually did watch somebody play the game, and also that the person playing the game did not skimp out. They showed them the good stuff. Mm-hmm. They weren't just like, World 1, okay, you guys go off and do your own thing.
They did better than some game reviewers do.
Oh! Where they play through only half of a game and go, yep, we're done. I think I know how this is going from here.
I mean, I don't envy game review people. Like,
it's a rat race. It really is. Mm-hmm. You have to get your review out first.
Who it was. They had to, like,
Donkey
slam through Final Fantasy Remake Part 1, like, to get a review out on time. And they were like, I hated it because I was in such a crunch to play it all. I couldn't enjoy it.
I mean, that's the sad part. Is that almost feels like when you're scared of spoilers, so you're speeding through a game because you're so scared of, like, bumping against the wall, you know, seeing something that you weren't supposed to, but you're probably gonna see it anyways, man. Just take your time. Mm-hmm. Take it in. I don't know. Avoid YouTube for a few days. That might do you some good also.
Mark of a good game is when you're playing it and you're like, I want this to keep going on. Like, I don't want it to end.
It's true. Although sometimes that's for sentimental reasons. I'm like, I'm not ready to leave these characters. It took me, I think between now and podcast last, I actually did finish Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse. I buckled down and I finished it because I didn't want to stop. I love them too much. Nobody loves the characters but me. I love them all, except maybe Nozomi. I'm just not crazy about her. But my boy, Hallelujah, I love him so much. It's why I love Max Middleman as a voice actor. I don't know.
Did you want to talk about some of our running gags for the series?
Yes, that's a great idea, Peach. So, some of our running gags included...
I can't believe, upon rewatching, how many times I said it hasn't been invented yet.
It was the number one joke in your brain.
It's just so applicable to everything, and I love that line.
Yep.
I suppose I'm just used to the YouTube poops, where they also repeat it all the time, because it's just that great.
You could put it in any situation, and it's true. Because it hadn't been invented yet.
Oh, wheels? Well, they haven't been invented yet. Or has it? No, it hasn't been invented yet.
Yep. Let's see, what's another running gag that kept happening?
I suppose the running gag for me was that I can't remember what anybody has written ever. You always ask me, oh, this person was the writer. Do you know what they did? I'm like, I don't know crap. You ask me this in every episode, and I don't know.
It's like, do you remember Brooks Watchell from Gopher Bash? And then you're like, no. And I'm like, he literally wrote Fire Sale. What's wrong with you, Peach?
I also love that when I can't think of one and you put me on the spot, I immediately go to Perry Martin writing, oh, brother.
And then the one time that it was Perry Martin, you didn't say that. It was like, Peach, are you doing this on purpose? Is this a bit?
Oops.
Do you not understand?
No, my mind is very selective with things I remember.
I mean, it's true. I can tell you so much useless Mario trivia, and yet you ask me, like, what some acronyms at my job mean, what does prod mean, and I'm like, some of that prehistoric prod? What are you talking about? I don't know.
I still don't know what he says there.
I think it was prehistoric rod, but for some reason Walker Boone decided to add a little P to it, so it turned into prehistoric prod.
So weird. Oh, speaking of that, I cannot believe it took me over a decade to realize that Mario was making a joke when he called the Neon Castle
the Coney
Island Disco Palace. It was only when we recorded that episode that I'm sitting there like, wait a minute, he was just making a joke on what it's called, because he was like, yeah, he's at some like Coney Island Disco Palace thing. I don't know.
That's not its official title at all.
That's not the official title. I just took that as the official title because, you know, the series is so good at coming up with stupid names for things, like Koopa Wizard, Koopa football players.
Weisenheimer.
Fire Sumo.
Weisen,
all this stuff.
whatever. I think it's
I'm
because
sitting there and I'm like, oh my god, it was a joke.
you first need to know what something is before you can joke about it. And because we first heard it as Coney Island Disco Palace, that sticks in your mind more than its proper name,
Which they have said multiple times in the series.
which is Koopa's Neon Castle.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of what
That's
happened
also
with,
what it's called in Mario World.
with Ghosts R Us, where Weisenheimer tells us his name, and then Mario will say it wrong. And then the joke is that he keeps trying to correct him, and he goes, Weisen, bug up, I don't
Whatever.
know. Whatever.
I still like Ratgoo.
Ratgoo and Oogly. Okay.
Oh, which one's better? Ratgoo or Oogly?
I think Ratgoo, because it was so like,
And remember, Oogtar.
as he's being dangled over by his death, that remember, Oogtar, that your name is cursed, and if you spell it backwards, it's Ratgoo. And it's like, why did you tell him that, Koopa? That had nothing to do with the situation whatsoever.
Literally the last thing you hear before you die. Hey, you know your name backwards is Ratgoo? Alright, have a nice death. See ya. Merry Christmas.
Merry Game Christmas! It's like, what? You just leave it on that? Okay. I guess the other thing, the voice acting. I love the voice acting. I think it really
so
is.
Insane.
It's so good.
It's like everybody just gave up. They're just like, let's just do what
We're
we
here
want.
for a paycheck.
Let's just have some fun.
Yeah, I think it really does help the terrible animation, because if I had to choose between terrible animation, good voices, and good animation, bad voices, I would pick the first.
I don't know. Who had my favorite voice? I liked Koopa's direction where he was just freaking tired all the time.
He was a tired old man. I think it really is. I feel like what happened is Phil Harnage, he like tapped into Koopa. He really thought about it, and he's like, you know, Koopa's been at this for so long, and he has all these kids winding him down. I think he's a really
Like, he's
tired
so tired.
dad.
He's not even the villain in most episodes.
That's the thing. Also, is I think in Mario,
Did you look up how many episodes he's the villain in?
I could come up with it.
Okay. I
Yeah.
mean, there's only 13.
Yeah, I can come up with it really fast. We'll have to count through them a bit, but we can remember some. Well, he was in Mama Luigi, Little Learning, yes. Yoshi Shuffle, he appeared. Rock TV.
He did? Oh, right. He was sleeping.
He was asleep. Born to Ride, he is mentioned. I know this because I watched through that
he
one.
is the main one in King's Koopa Koopa. He's there in Nightmare Before Cave Christmas. That's not what it's called.
The night before
Right.
Cave Christmas.
Send in the clown. I guess technically he's in the wheel thing.
He is. Yeah. So he appears in
And
1,
he's
2,
referenced in Fire Sale.
6, 7, 8 out of 13 episodes, which is pretty good. And he's mentioned in 9 out of 13 episodes, which is a pretty good ball for it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's very tired.
Even when he's there, he's just tired.
He's just kind of a spectator, except for Scoopa Koopa and Rock TV, where he gets
There's a
his
few
full
times where
everything.
he's like, you know what? I'm really into this plan. And send in the clown.
Yeah, is where he was also...
Right.
Yes,
So
singular.
So his best episodes are those. So, okay.
Yep.
I guess we're going to start talking about the episodes now? Or did you have any more running gags you want to go over?
So one running gag that we noticed, we keyed in on it, was how many fat jokes there were.
That was a little crazy.
It was, first, I didn't remember it at all. Like, going into
Although
it.
I will say, I think sometimes we kind of stretched it for the fat joke. But you know.
Okay, so I in fact ranked my fat jokes by a definite...
Rank the fat jokes.
I ranked them by a definite yes,
If someone deliberately made a crack about someone's weight.
or that you need to lose a few pounds, or you're high in cholesterol, or things like that. Inflation isn't the only thing that's going to be happening.
Oh my God.
Stuff like that. Get your, like, shaggy hides off that couch and lose some pounds. That was Rock TV. Yoshi eating a lot, and he needs to go on a crash diet. Things like that. Those are the yeses, and then there are
This
maybes.
guy makes Mario look like he's on a diet.
Yeah. And then there are maybes, where it's like...
Like they crashed down with that platinum dumpy.
Yeah, they crash down really hard, or like they're in prison. I think the one for Ghost R Us is a maybe, because Oogtar pokes at Weisenheimer's stomach, and it's like that could just be like, you know, poking at someone's chest and that he has a large gut and so he's poking at that. It's not an explicit fat joke. Party Line has that lady falling over. That's I'm putting that in the maybe pile. Gopher Bash has the Yoshi at the end.
True.
And then A Little Learning has
the fat piranha plant and then the fat Yoshi at the
yes. And I'm calling those maybes because
they don't necessarily call them out for being fat. I guess.
they don't say you're fat.
So there are
you
only
need to
2
lose.
episodes that don't have any sort of joke.
55% of episode had a definitive fat joke. Approximately 85% of episodes had interpretive fat jokes. The only ones that were spared from this were Born to Ride and Yoshi Shuffle.
Wow.
I'm surprised they didn't talk about it with the Koopa football players or Bully or Mario being the hefty linebacker. None of that. They held back for Yoshi Shuffle.
They made egg jokes instead.
No, that's the thing. I'm like, egg joke, it's not really a fat
face.
I'm like, that's not a fat joke to call someone an egghead. Like, that's just the shape of their head and also that they're bald. That's different types of jokes. And then Born to Ride wasn't about that at all. It was Yoshi...
It's about peer pressure.
Getting peer pressured into a gang. So there's no time for a fat joke. And none of the gang mates really built into that either. So then something else I wanted to talk about.
No, I think they did have a fat joke in Born to Ride.
Well, you think so?
Because there... Was that the one where they offer to feed them to, like, dinosaurs or something? And Luigi's like, oh, if they eat Mario, then they're going to have indigestion or something.
I don't know that he says that.
Can't remember.
Well,
I can't remember.
I'll change my calculations that you see on screen, if so, but otherwise, those are my definitive numbers. So then something else I was thinking about as I was going through episodes was, how many episodes is Oogtar even in? Because everyone complains about him, that he's the Toad replacement. Okay, I will say this about loving the voice actors. One voice actor that I did not love their interpretation was John Stalker as Oogtar.
Well, Oogtar just sucks.
Well, that's the thing.
I mean, Perry Martin said it the best, really. It's that you know you've made a great character when everybody hates them.
I think that was Phil Harnish that said that, but...
See, I don't know anybody.
See, uncertain. See, Peach doesn't know anybody.
Sorry.
But yeah, you make a good character when everybody hates them, which is partially true. But then I'm like, you know, for how much everyone hates Oogtar, how much does he actually appear in episodes? It was something I was thinking about, so I went through, and I could actually only really find 3 episodes that he is a major character in, which is Night Before Cave Christmas, Ghosts Are Us, and...
No.
Little Learning.
Little Learning, okay.
Those are the 3 that he is a big player in.
So and he's then also in Rock TV and Party Line.
He appears
in
those and has voice lines, but he's just more of like a cave set piece. Mm-hmm. He's not a major part in the plot. He's just kind of there observing and talking about stuff and whatever. So he's only in 23% of episodes as a major character and 38% overall. These are weird fractions because the divisible is by 13, which is not an even number. So, you know, these are going to be wonky. But basically, Oogtar does not appear much at all. He's in the opening also. I guess that's maybe why people think about him.
I guess.
But it's like...
I guess it's when he's there, he's such a little shit that everybody just remembers him.
We all hate him. It's like... When he is in those 3 episodes, he takes up a lot of the screen time. Mm-hmm. And it's like... It doesn't bring me joy to see him. Like, some characters, it brings me joy. Like Koopa.
Whenever Koopa shows up, I go, yes! Koopa's in this episode!
I love Koopa, but I hear John Stalker, and I'm like, alright, you're doing your bodacious voice? Radical, dude. Whoa.
I liked Mauser better.
What?
You stupid plumbers.
Oh, that's your Mauser.
That's Mauser's voice.
You're Koopa's stooge. That's what Toad says.
Yeah, Toad and Mauser were pretty great.
I mean, I just think he's not much of a replacement for Toad, which is maybe a sign of a good character written when you're not just a replacement. But also, I feel like for being the contrast to Yoshi, I don't think it was really necessary. I think Dinosaur Land is so dangerous enough that you don't need Oogtar to get Yoshi into trouble. Dinosaur Land will do that on its own.
Seriously, you can't even take a morning constitutional.
You can't do anything.
Tripping over a block.
Tripping over blocks, getting attacked by dinosaurs, which also varied wildly in size and scale and like...
Well, that's just how real life dinosaurs are,
Well,
I suppose.
there was size and scale, but also like their relationship to the cave people. Sometimes they are enemies. Sometimes they are indentured servants / blue collar workers. Sometimes they're animals out in the wild. It really does depend on the writer. That's one of those things where it depends on writers. Like one thing I noticed was some wrote Yoshi to say his name in third person, be like, Yoshi does it like this. But then some other writers would write Yoshi to be like, I'm gonna cross the bridge, where he'll speak in first person.
Yes.
We really endeared ourselves to Yoshi more than we thought.
He was really cute. I liked him a lot.
I liked him more when he was speaking in first person. There's sometimes when he says, like, Yoshi no want this, Yoshi do that, Yoshi, Yoshi, Yoshi. And it's like, you're saying Yoshi too much.
Stuff, but you know.
You're saying your third person name too much a little there, Yoshi. But I like him as, like, too big for his size, clumsy, you know, where they grow up too fast and you know, you bang into stuff because your feet get too big or whatever. Isn't that how it goes when you're growing up or something?
I guess so.
Like your arms get too long and then you whack stuff. But yeah, Andrew Savaston, we really liked your voice work as Yoshi. Some people aren't fans of it, but you've got 2 fans right here. And if there are 0 fans, then that's
afraid of the water.
Yeah, like that's funny.
Dum-dum. Water.
And also him coming up with like little funny chicumba. This is little things like that. So speaking of our favorites, of course we must tally our most valuable paisanos.
Most valuable paisanos.
So I don't think we did a guess beforehand on which one would be our number 1. Peach, would you like to give a little guess?
Will it be Yoshi or Luigi?
Those are the top 2.
I'm gonna give it to Yoshi.
Yoshi is correct.
Yeah!
Our most valuable paisano was in fact Yoshi at 10 votes. Luigi was 8 votes. And this is also including guest voting. But even if we did not include guest voting, I made sure of this, Yoshi would have still won. Koopa was at 5th place. Mario and Toadstool were tied at 3rd place. And a special one-note votes for most valuable paisano went to Cheatsy Koopa and all of the voice actors.
I did like how Hans gave a vote to the voice actors.
Because they were the best part.
It is true.
Of that episode. And then also I did a little breakdown of what did we as hosts, who did we give a lot of points to? You gave a lot more to Koopa than I did. And I was the only one to give points to Toadstool.
I didn't really like Toadstool in this series.
She's very much, I see it when I watch it back in third person. I'm like, you know, she really is just kind of a salad dressing, like side decoration, the parent, like, you should be doing this, the responsible voice, all that stuff.
Oh, I guess I did give 1 vote to Mario.
You did. Cave Christmas, when he did all that
You know what? He did do a lot of the legwork in that one.
Yeah.
I felt like most episodes Mario was just causing problems for everybody.
I mean, that was hilarious. I gave
was funny.
2 more. I gave 1 more vote to Mario than you. You gave 1 more vote to Luigi than I, but we each gave equal votes to Yoshi. We each gave him 4 points. I think that was usually because it would be episodes that's like, yeah, it's Yoshi. Yoshi, yep.
I mean, yes, Yoshi did everything in this episode.
like we would agree upon, yes, it's Yoshi. And that you gave it to Cheatsy one episode. That was probably the...
Oh, that was in the Yoshi Shuffle.
Well, that's because he worked so hard.
The Emperor of Eavesdropping.
He worked so hard for that.
What did I pick for a little learning?
You picked Koopa.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm glad that what's in our audience also understood the sadness of Koopa saying that his kids can't go to school.
It was kind of hard.
It's so harsh. Like,
It's
as a
so
parent. And then also that the townspeople are like, we don't want your kind here.
No, it's so harsh.
It's
like, Jesus.
What kind of a thing is this? So I was
I don't know. I felt like I liked that episode before we watched it, and then upon rewatching it, I'm like, you know, this episode's kind of just weird and mean-spirited.
It's like going back to, I don't know, some sort of playground or something you really loved as a kid, and then you go back to it and you're like, oh, this wasn't as dazzling as I remember it
I feel like
being.
that happens to me a lot with like movies and stuff, where like I remember it being so long when I was a kid, and then I watch it again, and I'm like, oh, that was only like 10 minutes. What the heck?
Well, that went really fast. What are you talking
I remember it lingering a lot more on this part. Maybe I just thought about it a lot.
Meanwhile, Mario episodes feel so long, and that's because the pace is
Jam-packed.
breakneck.
We've only got,
10 minutes. We only got 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Gotta go.
What was it? Party sale? Things were falling apart at the 3-minute mark. It's like
What, fire sale or party line?
No, party line. You're right. It was, yeah.
Let's mix those two together.
They're
two
2-syllable,
insane
1-syllable,
episodes.
and they were pretty crazy. And then also I had a little... I've collected data on what all the titles meant because I was really stuck on what the heck Gopher Bash meant. I still don't know what it means.
I mean, I guess it's like the whack-a-mole.
That's whack-a-mole, though. That's different.
I feel like it's called Gopher Bash sometimes.
What, in the UK?
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's funny that as I'm collecting these things, I did find out that fire sale is a real thing, and it's when you sell items at a super discounted price, which makes what Cootie Pie says...
fire sale.
She says that like it's like she's gonna get so rich, and it's like, what are you talking about, girl? You're gonna be selling that stuff for like 50 cents. You're not gonna be selling that for much at all.
We're fighting fire with fire, and by fire I mean Perry the Platypus, and by fire I also mean Perry the Platypus.
This occurred to me while I was on fire. And then one that was crazy to me was I was watching Jeopardy with my mom, and then somehow a little learning came up, and I was like, wait, what? You're telling me that was a line from an essay by Pope Alexander, a man who apparently wrote lots of fancy essays? I did not know this.
Yeah, that was the craziest one.
Where I was like, where did you pull that out of, man?
It's like a little learning. What does that mean? It's like, wait, what?
I'm trying to remember the writer for Little Learning. Hang on, I have title cards. And also, okay, I need to talk about this. The title cards were not at all consistent with one another. Martha Moran. Okay, Martha Moran that pulled that like out of her encyclopedia.
Her encyclopedia of random facts.
Yes, her encyclopedia. Okay, so one thing I gotta talk about is these title cards. You see on the screen here.
The wheel thing, A Little Learning, and The Night Before Cape Christmas used the same shot, but in slightly different angles.
They all start with a panning shot.
Oh, also Send in the Clown.
A lot
All three of those have the same.
So a lot of them
image.
start with like looking at overall Dino City and then zooming into a spot, and that is what it is. But what I'm talking more about is the font choice is what's driving me crazy.
That is very true.
The font choice keeps varying.
Does it pretend? Does it pretend?
Does it pretend to be a show? Yes.
Does it depend on the writer?
So sometimes
Does the writer use the same?
Yes,
font?
but then sometimes no, and I don't know
great.
what's up with that. Like, look at Brooks Watchell. He has a serifed font for Fire Sale, but then it is sans serif for Gopher Bash.
But he also has that really deep shadow.
But he has that deep shadow.
I guess the wheel thing has the deepest shadow.
And it
That's
has
ridiculous.
a thin font. But then other times they'll use a bold font for their written by. And then sometimes the W is capitalized. Sometimes it is not capitalized. The space kerning between paragraphs is different.
Consistency. What's that?
It's weird because Mario 3 did have it consistent. Do you remember how it would open with the...
Yeah, I loved it. It would open with the Mario 3 world.
It would be like the Mario 3 game starting opening, which is that the curtain draws, and then it's a screenshot of the game.
The overworld, yeah.
And then it'll be like in all caps, the title, and then it'll say the paragraph. It was consistent. But here, sometimes they put their titles in quotations. Sometimes they don't put their titles
Sometimes
in
it's
quotations.
blue. Sometimes it's red. Sometimes it's yellow.
Sometimes their name is all caps. Sometimes their name is not capitalized. Well, it is, but like, it's not all caps. Sometimes it was just so like disjointed.
It's really when you just put them all together like this that you're like, what the heck were they doing?
I feel so... It was when I was collecting images for our tier list, which we will get to, where I was like, this is weird. I need to note this down somewhere. Why are they all different? This is bothering me. Sometimes they have a drop shadow. Sometimes they don't have a drop shadow. Sometimes they have a fade shadow. These are weird... You would think that they would be on top of these things. They would have gotten all the episodes back at once, and then they would just, you know, like when you're stamping,
stamp, go.
And yet, for this, it feels like...
Honestly, it feels like it's more effort to keep changing the style
It
than
feels
to
like
just have a, like... What's it called?
A template?
Yeah,
a
template.
style guide also.
Where you just, like, type the name in, and then, like, put the image in, and then, boom, you're done.
Well, it takes
and then you just change it depending on who it is.
Yeah, that's what you would think it would be, and yet They didn't. I don't know. Deke, what was going on with you? Were you doing okay? I don't think so. You had so many shows that you were producing at this time.
They only had $2 and a piece of ham.
It's true. And that piece of ham didn't get them very far. What else? Okay, I did want to talk about the songs a bit. The songs this season, not as good. Not as good. I don't know. What would you say was your favorite song of... Do you have one?
I'm trying to even think of any of the songs. I mostly remember the Mama Luigi song, but that's just because I've watched that episode so many times.
Well, there's that one. A lot of them are very, like, you hear it and you're like, why, Koopalings, why? Why are you doing this?
Yeah, I'm looking at all these songs, I'm just like, I don't know.
Some of them... They got their melodies from stuff. Like, apparently At the Circus sounds a lot like a Bugs Bunny show song, which I did not know.
Okay.
And then some of these, it's like, okay, that's obviously...
Listen to the grapevine.
That's the Martin Gaye song, Heard It Through the Grapevine. Time to Get Wild is the Steppenwolf song.
Tale of the Dinosaur. Oh my god.
Rockin' the High School is the Ramones song. Rock and Roll High School. But then a lot of them, it's like... Is it diegetic? Is it not diegetic?
Time to get wild.
I want to know who... I think I could find this information out, but who wrote the songs? Was it the writer of the episodes, or was it somebody in the back?
I'm just sitting here thinking how much better the Donkey Kong Country songs are.
Well, that was a completely different studio.
I guess so.
That's comparing apples and bananas. That's entirely different.
Hey, they both had Andrew Samston in it.
I guess so. Maybe he moved to...
They're both Canadian.
Their dubbing companies are in Canada, but, you know, the production is different.
I suppose so.
I think Donkey Kong Country was more of a Nelvana production, and this was more the Deke production.
Yeah. And this one does rank of that dink stink. Dink stink.
That
dink stink.
That dicks...
No!
No!
Oh man, we almost made it 50 episodes without making that joke!
Deke!
Dang it, I was hoping we'd get through the whole podcast before we accidentally slipped up on that one.
We saved it just for you.
Just through the end.
Just for you. I mean, that's the joke about Deke, right? Is that you look at them and it's like, da-da-da-da-da, Dick Entertainment!
Oh my god.
It's easy pickings.
It's so easy.
And yet, it feels appropriate.
You know, given the quality.
Exactly. I wouldn't be making these jokes if they weren't bringing it on themselves.
They didn't make it so easy.
Yep.
Now, what were some of your favorite, mistakes,
some animation mistakes,
like animation errors, voice errors, stuff like that.
One that I found, which was really funny, was that
I love Luigi's constant wheezes.
Luigi's wheezes. Okay, so here's something I was thinking about as I was
do them on purpose.
Or did he
just wheeze a lot?
What is the flowchart for script to voice acting to animation to finished product? Did they do the animation first and then they did voice acting to match it, or did they do voice acting first and then they did animation to match it?
Maybe they did the animation, then did the voice acting, and then they kind of overdubbed the lips.
But how would they know their pacing?
That's true.
That's the part that kills me. But then also it's like, did the animation studio, Poor Pacific Rim in China, did they get the Mama Luigi and they had the little...
Man, this series is just so interesting. I just want to take it apart and look at each component. Like, how does this make it work? It's just also interesting how it all fits together to make a crappy cartoon.
Did they have to fill in that weird wheeze silence with making his mouth move, or did Tony Rosato look at the thing and was like, okay, I have to make a little noise with Luigi at that part because his mouth moves even though I'm done with my voice line.
Maybe he just wheezed a lot and they just decided to keep it in.
Because it happened in Party Line. I don't know that it happened in Rock TV, but it happened in more than one episode is what I'm saying.
There were only a few voice line mix-ups.
Yeah, there were a lot more coloring errors. Mm-hmm. And my
a lot
God,
more people sliding into the background because they got the layering wrong issues.
People with their eyelids not blinking.
Oh God.
So one thing I did think about...
Cheatsy with his weed eyes.
Weed eyes. Sometimes Yoshi had the weed eyes. Sometimes Luigi would be... His L on his hat would be colored weird.
Mario's flesh hands in the dungeon.
There were a lot of that stuff. And I do think some of it was that they did get new character designs.
I like that when Oogtar's head was decapitated for a second when they teleported him.
Oh my God. is that they had different character designs. And you could tell that Mario got a bit of a rehash, but I don't know that...
They made them more, like, smaller,
closer to their
stumpier,
sprites.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but then... Well, it's not fine. They look
It's
terrible.
not fine.
What am I saying? They look terrible. They look like goblins. Also, Peach, could you please shut that door?
I shall shut the door.
So that way we don't accidentally get...
Shut the door, get on the floor.
And do the dinosaur.
Everybody, wait, what's it called?
Everybody walk.
Everybody, Tale of the Dinosaur.
Yeah. Except the song didn't sound like that at all.
Didn't. I would have rather it sounded like that.
But what was I thinking about? Is it's like some characters got recolors, like Cheatsy did in Kooky. Kooky got a blast suntan. Cheatsy became an enlightened by Sothis' teachings.
I did love some of our headcanons.
And then one weird one was that Mario got his brown hair, but Luigi did not get his brown hair. Which
Maybe
made
they
them...
wanted to separate them a little more.
But they're already different colors and they're different heights. I don't understand it. They look less like siblings now, and it's weird. And then Peach got, like, her proportions got all changed to, again, look closer to her sprite. But then that led to her having weird stumpy arms sometimes.
Weird. Yeah. The proportions were just odd in this one.
You can't trust on Pacific Rim.
It was very character.
It was very much, it depended on whoever was in the drawing booth.
Yeah, it's like when you go to...
Cleanup did not do their job, is what we're saying.
You go to the fair... and someone draws a picture of you in like 5 minutes, and it would look way better than half this stuff. But,
the caricature. What we're saying is that cleanup was not good. Cleanup is what keeps characters on model, their proportions correct. It's like...
There's a lot of weird pencil sketchiness of it. Like,
yeah.
It was very rushed. It felt
was
like.
very bad. Yeah, sometimes the colors... although that's just part of the... part of the time
Still,
period.
It's just so
the
iconic,
greens don't
though.
match, you know.
You see people, like, finding these,
cell sheets?
Cell sheets from it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I would love one of those, but, you know.
I feel like it would be an awkward one, though. I remember seeing one that was, like, a balloon Mario, and I'm like, oh, that's from Gopher Bash. I distinctly remember that from Gopher Bash.
Of course, all the good ones are taken, but, you know.
They're expansive, is what we're saying.
One of Luigi's foot or something, I don't know.
Caterpillars, you know?
Yep.
Okay, that was the other thing, is that they didn't know these names of these enemies at all.
One of Cheatsy with his weed eyes.
I swear that if you get to the credits in Mario World, there will be a little enemy credits where it'll tell you all the names of the enemies.
It did do that.
I swear that's in Mario World, but I might be thinking of Mario 3. Despite it being 3.5 years since we recorded this, neither one of us have played Mario World. Because we're not much into Mario platformers, but I did play Wonder, and I liked it a lot. So I will try to play World, but at this point it feels too late. Like all this knowledge that I could be sharing about it, it's like, but it came too late. Okay, my favorite animation mistake is that sometimes, okay, when you think of Peach's color, do you think of it being like a circle or like of having those little frilly bumps on the top?
I suppose I usually think of the frilly bumps.
Okay, so I think that's how it was supposed to go. But I think some of the animators didn't look at the reference sheet correctly, and they drew her with, like, this folded, proper dress shirt collar.
Like she's wearing a suit?
They draw her dress, and then it has, like, a collared neckline at the top of it. And it's like, what? Where did that come from? And it reminds me of that Dexter's Lab animation story where they had the crowd all raising their hands and cheering, but then the animators thought that they were all flying into the air like Superman, and so they just drew them like all flying up into the air.
And then they loved it so much that they just kept it.
They kept it, and they added a sound effect for everybody flying in the air. And the episode's weird enough that you could just keep it in there anyways.
Like, yeah, sure, that makes sense.
Those are like happy mistakes. But I feel like with Mario World, it was the only time...
They're just sloppy mistakes.
They're sloppy. The one time it was a happy mistake was when they were wrestling and they slammed into each other and their colors swapped.
The clothes. That was a great one.
That was a hilarious one because it was like they're so discombobulated.
It almost could have been the joke.
Even their palettes have swapped. I will say the funniness.
Yeah, I'd say Mario 3 had more like funny, memorable ones.
Of like misdraws. I think this time when it looks bad, it looks ugly. And that's not what you want. It looks...
We want it to look funny.
We want it to be funny how, the Koopas come back and then they immediately poof again.
Yeah, I feel like most of the joy comes from the voice acting.
Voice acting or pacing or like the absurdity.
The absurdity of it just blows you back.
Luigi gets turned into an egg.
I still think about how Hans just flipped out during Party Line and just goes, yes! I was gonna say that! I was just like, it's
Hans,
so true.
We love how you blew out your microphone. It was very funny.
We broke Hans.
We broke them to pieces. We destroyed their microphone, and it was for a good reason as well. I also loved how we would think about the episodes as like a reflection mirror of whoever was writing it. Mm-hmm. The writer of Rock TV, who I think was Christoph Brown. No, it's not Rock TV. Yeah, George Shea was the Rock TV guy, and that he was like, he really put his all into it. It was funny, and then I'd be like, oh yeah, these people, they didn't work on much Deke stuff, but then they went on to do Beavis and Butthead. That was Yoshi Shuffle. That was Christoph Brown, who went on to produce...
It's like you look at it and you're like, this is kind of Beavis and Butthead style humor.
Like these 3 original characters, I can see them like, maybe he did those. The jokes, the types of jokes that Martha Moran would include, that awesome alliteration that she would really put her punch into those into that profound, I'm trying to think of word choice but with a P. But anyways, we might actually be getting some piano listen to some wonderful accompanied music as we talk about our terrible Mario show.
You ready to make a tier list?
Not yet. I was still thinking about something. Okay. I was thinking about Frank Ridgway.
Oh, of course. That's the classic one where we all looked back and went, oh yeah, an old man wrote this episode.
An old man who hates his wife being on his presumably wife
on the phone.
Being on the phone, and then he died 2 years later. And then Perry Martin had to rewrite his episode in one fell swoop. Like, all these things.
That was a crazy thing to learn.
Some of the episodes would be written as soon as they watched gameplay, but then some would be done with only recollections of gameplay. Like, you could tell
some people were better at taking notes than others.
Sending the Clown and Mama Luigi were like post-game, were on the ball, and yet... Some other ones were like...
Some people like football. Yeah, I like football. Let's talk about football.
Koopa football Australian players? Yeah, sure, okay. I mean, there's Koopalings and stuff, right? Okay. Whatever. Yeah, that kind of stuff. So I guess now we are ready to do our tier list. So if you're watching, you'll actually see the finished tier list on the screen right now. Because I can't screen record. Well, I can, but it's complicated.
I love your list here.
I made sure that they're all in order. First of all, we got to get this out of the way.
From the list of iconic, legendary, to I want to get off the ride.
I want to get off the ride. Ones that were like painful to watch. So first of all, iconic, legendary, Mama Luigi. That's easy.
Course.
That's easy. Number 1, it's the voice lines are great. The amount of calls to the game are great. Just the flow is great. The relationship between Luigi and Yoshi is funny.
You can tell that was the episode that Phil Harnage put the most effort into, and then he kind of half-assed the plots for the rest of the 12. Yeah. And then let them work on it.
He was like, what if
but
we
he
have
was like,
one...
I want this to be my episode because I want this to be the plot episode.
Yes. The first was Fire Sale, which honestly was a really solid episode of TV. I found it to be a good episode.
It wasn't as bad as I remember.
Yeah. That it had a lot of like good word choice.
No, she was very cute.
I liked how Cootie Pie was in it. I feel sad that we didn't get more Cootie Pie this season. Yeah. We missed that girl power.
We didn't get a lot of Koopalings.
They are a byproduct. It's how they are in Mario World. They're just byproducts.
Everywhere.
Right, where Mario 3 was...
You got 7 characters, it's kind of hard to fit them in.
Mario 3 was all about the Koopalings.
It's either all about them, or they're just sporadic.
And here, they're more like Bowser proxies.
And one Koopaling.
Proxies,
maybe.
Or like evil personality traits or whatever. But I did like the episode.
I give it a B.
Give it a B? Okay, high B. B+. Sounds good. Wheel thing. Mario. Okay, so I was thinking about Mario, and I feel like sometimes he acts like a retired hero who thinks he knows what's best for the people. And
I don't know. That
it really gets
made me
to me.
Tired.
It makes you tired.
But it's got some really iconic moments in it.
Prehistoric prod. And wow, I thought I was a prod.
Wow. I still think about them murdering the Goombas for no reason.
My god, those Goombas! Justice for Goombas! They were
Luigi
forced
is
into...
trying his best.
They were forced into service, and then they just got crushed.
Like, Koopa just has no idea what's going on the whole episode.
Kooky had the same principle for moving his giant robot, but he had an ethical dinosaur.
Kooky, he baked his brain in the suntan booth.
And yet he was still somehow more ethical. He didn't poke the dinosaur with a stick, and after the contraption collapsed, the dinosaur ran away.
Yeah, the dinosaur survived.
Not the Goombas, my god! Now I'm just thinking about, like, how do you catch a bunch of Goombas? And is it like that one Mario Party DS minigame where all the Goombas...
you gotta, like, circle them?
Yeah, when they're all in the little fence area.
Yeah. I love the TAS version where it's just like... They're all gone. It's like, what?
Let's just make inhuman shapes. Beautiful. Let's max out our Goomba score.
No, is C too harsh?
I don't know, because... It also does have Luigi Booty. Okay, that's something else that we didn't talk about. Luigi Booty.
Oh, true, the booty returns.
I think it's because Luigi's taller, so they feel like they can draw that defined line longer of his leg, and then it turns into booty, which is hilarious.
I just really like drawing Luigi with his booty.
I can remember at least 3 distinct episodes with Luigi Booty.
You know, I think I still have a couple screen caps from the show on my phone. Like the one where he's passed out in the field with Yoshi eating an apple.
Oh!
Luigi is dead.
That one's great.
Was it Mario 3 where the piranha plant takes a bite out of his butt and it's
that was when they were...
You see a slight image of naked ass cheek.
Yes. Yes. Yes, that's when he's getting up out the ground.
The best Luigi Booty moment is when Bowser smacks him in the butt during Rock TV.
That's when Bowser smacks his booty, and he truly ceased. I can't believe I didn't make a flushed away joke about...
I saw an opportunity, and I ceased.
I can't believe I didn't make that joke. And I love Flushed Away. We quote it so much.
It's true.
We love it so much more than other DreamWorks movies.
Is C too harsh? Do you think B?
I'm trying to think.
Because it's not a great episode.
We liked the voice acting, but I feel like that's every episode. We liked the voice acting.
It's interesting enough that I don't want to get off the ride. But it's not one of the first episodes I would go to watch.
It's not one I would return to, but I do like, I don't know, parts of it I do like how some things flow into each other, like how the cave people don't use wheels for their proper uses. They use them for swatting flies. They use them as door knockers. They use them as whatever else. Or like tinkety tink tink tink.
Does that mean what I think it means?
Yes, it means
I don't know. What's your vote?
We're going to see.
Okay.
It sounds good. All right, send in the clown.
Send in the clown.
It calls a lot to the games, which you'd think would rank it high. But then when it's not accurate to game, it feels like,
I don't know.
When it tries to walk the line, I feel like it's judged harsher.
But it's not like insane like the rest of these are.
Okay, it does have the very funny Yoshi moment where he's learning about tennis and he's like, eat ball? You call this fun?
You call this fun?
And his little hands come up to do a shrug.
What is Doom?
Yeah.
Better than tennis?
Those kinds of, I feel like Yoshi was written funny, but then also it feels like everybody went in. Okay, I actually remembered something I did want to talk about the animation errors, and it was always those creepy children. And I feel like I can come to a conclusion on what was up with them, which is that they were drawn as like concept maybe, but a full round character sheet was not created for them.
They only had the front-facing sprite.
They only had that front-facing sprite. And so when writers would have, like, children running around, then the poor animators at Pacific Rim are like, what children do we have to work with? This one character concept image has children in it. Yeah, let's just use these.
Let's just draw the children of the corn.
And then it's like, they felt very constrained by that.
A or B?
I'd tell you B-, because it did have a lot of big mouth, which we do love his Mojo Jojoing, filibustering, and all that.
True.
And also that it does come close to the games, and that you're like, wait, we're doing the Koopa clown car. We're doing
iconic
the wing. Okay, I don't think we're factoring song choices into this, but I would say that the song choice was
all the songs suck.
The Send in the Clown was the worst because it was the same song 3 times in a row. It didn't have different lyrics or for verses or refrains. It was bad. It was bad. Okay. That's all I can tell you. Okay.
I'd say be safe.
Okay. B-.
Ghosts R Us
is weird because a lot of it is Oogtar and Yoshi, which is not fun. Okay, the Yoshi parts are fun, but the Oogtar parts, I'm like, can we get on with this already?
True.
I don't know. It was a fun little reversal of, like, Yoshi has to save the Marios. And
I liked
Peach.
Weisenheimer as a villain.
Cranky old man who's just evil, and then he goes, well, it's who he is.
It's another one of those. It's like interesting, but I don't know if I'd
rush to rewatch it. Yeah.
I don't know, maybe C.
We'll give it a C+.
C+.
Well, I don't know. I feel like between this and Send in the Clown...
True. They kind of rank similar to me.
I would just rank Ghosts R Us a little higher because it has that fun Yoshi dichotomy. Yoshi doesn't say much in Send in the Clowns. He does not say fun lines, but he talks a lot more in Ghosts R Us, which is the funny part.
You excuse.
Yeah.
That was actually good timing.
That was great timing. Okay. Night Before Cave Christmas, for being one of Mario's Let's Reinvent Something plots,
It actually worked pretty well.
It was pretty good. We got Ratgoo.
We got that infamous clip of where they kept the scene transition.
Oh yeah! Where they forgot to take out their little shutter board.
Bowser was having fun this episode.
It was a proper Bowser episode. It felt closer to like Mario 3-ish.
It felt closer to Super Show, I'd say.
Yeah, Super Show. And that Toad
It
would have been the
reminded
one.
me a lot of the Super Show Christmas episode.
I guess they just follow similar.
I give it an A.
An A. Wow.
It's not bad. There's nothing that I'd be like, all right, skip.
I guess that is true. If we're at the skipping points, that gets you to B. Like, sometimes when Cootie's talking, I'm like, all right.
Yeah, okay. Can we get past the weird Koopa with a shell off? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Scoopa Koopa, we gotta get off the ride.
That's so insane.
It's so insane. I don't understand. Phil Harnage said that it was a commentary on the fast food industry.
My eyeballs were melting.
And yet, it felt like much more than that. You tell me it's fast food, but I look at that and I'm saying, no, Phil Harnage.
This is gonna be such a weird thing to equate it to, but it's like that thing where you give birth and it's awful, and then like once you're done, like your body releases an endorphin to make you forget how awful it was, so that you'll be, I don't know, maybe I'll have another kid.
Postpartum?
It's something like that.
No, I won't look it up.
Don't look that up.
Yeah, it's that
But
thing
it's a thing where
you
it's
go
like,
through a terrible experience.
It was awful, and I'm here sitting like, well, I don't know. I'm kind of interested in watching it again.
Did you forget those eating noises?
But then when I watch it again, I hate it.
It's so bad.
Every time I watch it, it's awful.
It's bad.
It makes me feel uncomfy.
It makes me feel weird. I'd say you can watch it right up until the terrible eating noises, and that's when you hit the stop button and go, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done.
Who did we have as the guest in that episode?
That was poor Drew Agnew of the House of Mario. And we're like, oh yeah, the chicken. Well, here's the other thing.
TF into chicken dinos, and I'm just like,
transform. For those who don't know the acronym. But then it's weird, and that they don't notice that anything's wrong, and it's like, look at your brother, Mario. There's something wrong with him. And
then Peach isn't being helpful at all.
Well, she's trying.
She's not trying very well.
You don't think so?
No.
I think I gave her...
She's just being an ass.
No, I gave her the...
You gave her the thing. Who did I give it to?
Koopa.
Oh, well, true. He did get away with it.
And then...
Fortune number 1, baby.
And then Drew gave it to Yoshi. I think because Yoshi was very, like, innocent about it.
True.
I love when he went to go pay for food and he was like, oh, I don't have money. That was funny. But
True.
then I think it feels like Phil Harnage was taking such a big swing that it's like, I don't understand where your focus was.
We took a swing and we fell into the uncanny valley.
I feel like I don't understand his focus. Like, I think was he scared of licensing, you know?
I do think we went a little too far with the drug metaphor. It is a fast food metaphor.
Well, that's what well, that it transforms you. Is that what it is of like...
Yeah.
Okay. Makes you
I
fat.
don't know. I guess it's like the Spirited Away thing where they turn into pigs, they eat the food and they become you are what you eat. Mm-hmm. You eat that gross chicken, egg, dino,
what
whatever.
What was the special?
What is it? I still don't know.
We don't understand. Maybe
I don't want to watch the episode again to find out.
Yeah. Well, here's what else I feel about is that what kind of fast food restaurant? Was it just the idea of fast food?
I guess it's just the idea.
Because I was thinking, like, is it McDonald's? Is it breakfast? Is it lunch? Is it that you eat them at all times of the day, no matter what? I don't.
Is it like a supersize me thing?
That was after.
That was after that. People have been talking about the dangers of fast food for years.
I am thinking, though, that the early 90s was when, I think that's when Happy Meals were becoming a thing. And suddenly it wasn't like, it was suddenly becoming like a really family-oriented thing. And that it was concerning people, which is...
TV dinner, sort of.
Yeah. Which, their concerns are warranted. There's too much sodium in it. But, yeah. Yeah, we want to get off the ride. Okay, Born to Ride. Going into C.
It's kind of just a boring episode.
It's a boring episode. I'm so sorry, Paul and
Honestly,
Steven. It's
until
boring.
my rewatch, I forgot it existed.
I might have actually forgotten to include it when I was collecting images. I'm like, oh, I only have 12. Which one am I missing? Oh, yeah.
I remember when we were writing them down and I forgot Send in the Clown.
Which turned out to be a little more memorable.
It is a lot more memorable than this one.
But I don't want to get off the ride for Born to Ride.
It doesn't reach the levels of insanity that this show can.
It's not insane enough for me to be.
It's just kind of like, that was an episode, I guess.
Yeah, like, it felt like the characters, the situation could have been swapped out for any other setting or characters, and that it would have been identical. Of, like, younger sibling gets peer pressured into joining a gang, and their parents say no. Like, it really is, like, template. It felt like a template episode. Which, hey, maybe that's what they're good at.
And the worst episodes are the ones that aren't memorable.
Well, we say that, but then we want to get off the ride for Scoopa Koopa, which is so uncanny that it crosses the valley of iconic and into, like, bad.
Disturbing.
It's bad. We don't like it. Okay, Party Line. That one is one that was so insane.
Is it? I don't know. Is it more insane than Scoopa Koopa?
Would you want to get off the ride?
I don't know.
Here's the thing. I feel like the first moments of it...
It makes me sad. But it's so...
Party Line?
Weird.
Makes you sad?
I guess. I don't... It's kind of pathetic.
Oh, I love that. Please tell me more.
I don't know. Just the feeling of it. It just feels pathetic.
No, I love it because it sounds like me when I'm talking about Chibi Robo Ziplash and how I feel like a lot of people, because they haven't played it, they have the Scott the Woz opinion, which frankly I don't know because I'm a little intimidated to watch the video. I don't know why. I just am. I'm pearl clutching. Anyways, I played Ziplash, and as I'm playing it, I'm like, this game is so lonely. This game has abandonment issues. And it's like, why am I saying this about a video game? But it's the feeling that I get from playing it and the game being like, oh, remember to take breaks, but you'll come back, right? You won't forget about little Chibi Robo Ziplash, right? Right? You'll still play me daily for daily events, right?
It's just Party Line is just such a crazy, like, throwing stuff everywhere, and once you leave it, you just feel empty.
It's true. It's like destroying something, and then it's supposed to make you feel...
all of this madness happens, and then you're just left with a burned husk of a building afterwards.
It's like listening...
what just happened?
It's listening to your grandpa talk about how he hates phones and all this stuff, and then
all of a sudden he makes a slur, and you're like, Grandpa, no!
Well, you don't say that, but you think it, and then that cursed cable TV channel comes on, we all know it. And then as you're driving home, after visiting, you're just like, was that a fulfilling use of my time?
It's so true.
Was I being a bad granddaughter because I did not engage in his, frankly, insulting words and stuff? Like, was this a good use of my time? Was it a good use of his time? Was I a good granddaughter? Do I even like my grandpa?
It crosses the party line of so memorable and interesting, but also I want to get off the ride.
And in the first 3 minutes, and then we're left with a lot of, like...
They did a repeat of Wheel Thing, but turned it up to 11, and it was too crazy. When you're trying to, like, tune the bass on your radio. I don't know. That's an old
It's when you're
metaphor.
corrupting video games.
When you're corrupting video games, and it's like, you gotta do it just right. But
And
instead
then-
they went way too far in the other
and then
direction.
the music blasts in your ears, and you go,
You're like, oh no!
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Party Line was just like blasting out my eardrums with how insane it was.
But also I feel like in terms of pacing, it does so much in the first 3 to 4 minutes, and then the rest of the episode is just them fighting vines, them fighting caterpillars. Like,
It's true.
If you came
I
into
guess
that
if I had
episode
to
halfway
remember most of
through,
it.
you'd have to be like, what the heck is going on
What
with
happened
all this?
to get here? And then you'd watch it and go, wait, what happened to get here?
all that in the first, like, I do feel like that's a problem with some episodes, is that they kind of burn their gas a little too fast at the start, and then we're kind of left with padding.
I don't know. Can we say the green tier is just the insanity tier? Where we've broken our brains.
I guess
I wouldn't say they're bad. They're crazy.
Can we even rank them on a scale? They're too insane.
They glitched out of the map.
They're not sane. They're out of bounds.
They make me wonder if the writers are okay.
I mean, he lived 2 years after
I guess
writing
so.
it, so he should be okay.
All right, let's talk about Go for Bash.
Go for Bash again. Brooks
It's a very
Watchell
solid episode.
is a really solid one. I'd
give it A tier.
I'm gonna put it above Night Before Cave Christmas because it was funny.
They
it
had
had
a
a
plan.
solid through line.
Luigi's trying his darn best.
The pacing was also really good of like, oh man, this part of farming didn't work out. Let's try this other part of farming. And then that does it feels like more like
Luigi actually accomplished something.
it reminded me of a 4-panel comic. Where, do you remember those Charlie Brown specials that are like, I have to do this? And then they'll like come upon that same situation again, but go about it in a slightly different way. But it feels like they're just repeating themselves a lot, but it's
That
good
makes
in
me think
this.
more of Garfield, but I guess I've just read more Garfield.
I mean, it could also be that.
It's like for a week they'll have a similar premise.
Yeah, of like Garfield looking at the fishbowl, and then it's like this time he looks at the fishbowl, and it's a
He'll do
little
some
different.
wacky gag.
And this time he'll go about it a little
This time
differently.
the fish gives him a stink eye. I don't know.
This time the fishbowl is moved in a different location. Yeah, like that kind of stuff. I think that does make for like good comedy. And also, okay, we're not ranking it by song, but the song was also very good because it featured
True.
Tony Rosado, Walker Boone, and Andrew Sabiston all doing vocals. And also Cheesy's voice doing vocals.
Was it the Go for Bash and Fire Sale were the only ones with diegetic songs in it? We did mention it in the episode. I can't remember.
Let's see. We can think about them. Motor City was not. At the Circus was not. Wizard was not. Rockin' the Bells, no.
I'm pretty sure those are the only
Time
two
to Run,
times
no.
where like characters in the show sing
Time
the
to Get
song.
Wild, no. Grapevine,
Otherwise,
no.
it's just like they added in post and it's whatever.
Yeah, it's like background accompaniment music. Yes, you're right. I think Brooks Watchell, they did that as their style of writing, and I think it really paid off.
I did like it. Yeah, that was such a great moment
And
when they all started singing.
Interrupting the song. Yeah, it's good.
It works very well.
I found it.
I don't know.
good.
It's an
And
episode
also-
where I smiled through the
Also,
whole thing.
they had brother jokes. I feel like what happens so much in Mario
True.
World is that Luigi is relegated to Mario sidekick. The Mario that goes first and then gets hurt or something. But this one feels more like they're brothers. It is the most brotherly
Oh,
of
brother,
the-
this idea is stupid, but you're my brother, so I guess I'll support you.
So how's your stupid idea going,
How's that
little
stupid
brother?
idea going, brother? It's going great.
We're doing a really great job.
Great job.
I think that and Mama Luigi are like the two that I really felt that Mario and Luigi were brothers. I feel like so many of the other ones, it's like these could just be strangers living in like the same apartment building or whatever. Like, yeah, they're friends or whatever, but I don't feel a camaraderie, a brotherly camaraderie.
It doesn't have that Ernie Burt feel.
That brothers, they gotta be
Well, I guess that's
brothers.
different.
All right, Rock TV,
Iconic.
iconic,
I could
legendary.
watch Rock TV over and over again.
If I had to say anything bad about Rock TV, it's that I feel like it burns its gas too fast. It's because the first half
That's
is so
true.
amazing, and then the second half is just like wrestling or whatever.
Yeah, it really is. That first half is so great.
It's so good.
Koopa is just going. But then at the end, we've got Koopa with the bricks.
Being like, no!
He does that crazy burst of
I
animation.
do love how every episode
and
had
then he's like like tapping his claw, like, could you eat those a little faster, Yoshi?
And then also that they spit the Koopa Wizard out, and the Koopa Wizard's like, I'm not getting paid enough for this.
Yeah.
I'm leaving. And also that every episode had those little 3 seconds of animation that are like, somebody put all their effort into this.
The whole hog went into this.
They didn't just have a slice of ham, they ate that honey roasted ham.
They took the $2 and ran with it.
They ate that honey roasted ham at the deli. Their buddy got them like a sandwich on discount because they know a guy, and they were like, I feel so inspired, and they gave it their all, and I love it. Okay, Yoshi Shuffle.
I don't know. I want to say it's iconic.
You want to say it's like, but is it above Rock TV or below? I feel like the whole, in terms of how much of the episode.
True.
I think it kind of loses its steam once they go into Dark World.
I mean, the beginning is the best part.
Where it's about making footballs and, and that he didn't make it. And that taunting voice.
Didn't make
and then when Mario hears, like, that it's official size, that he's like, oh, well, give it to me.
Throw it to me. It's not official weight.
That just tossed him a great idea.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's iconic and it's legendary. Okay, so now we come upon our final one. A little learning. It's not crazy enough that we want to get off the ride, but I don't...
I remember liking it more when I was younger. And upon rewatch, I'm like,
I think that's because we're older, we're wiser, we are ever more handsome.
It's just kind of sad.
We kind of can read between the lines on stuff.
It's not quite as pathetic as Party Line.
No.
It's a different kind of pathetic, I guess.
It feels more like Martha Moran didn't... Frank Ridgway was explicitly writing about how much he hated telephones. I feel like Martha Moran...
They were trying to, like, reference to stuff,
previous
but they
events.
didn't want to, like, really say
They didn't want to do what they did with True Colors.
So they just tried to wink a bit, but then it's
and be like, these are references that the adults will get.
They winked too much and they got something in their eye. I don't know.
And then they got sand in their eye.
B or C?
I don't know. I would actually put it high C. For being Hip and Hop's episode, it feels so indecisive. We don't understand.
I did like Hip and Hop in it. They were very fun.
It's so
Although
confusing.
There is that duality.
We don't know. Were they
Are
being
they doing
earnest?
it on purpose?
Or were they always going to play jokes?
Innocence?
Are they just playing? Are they mimicking what they see?
Innocence or malice? We just don't know.
I don't know. And that the whole world's against them, and it's like, I don't know. And also, I feel like for Yoshi being in a school, they could have had him eating the school lunch. They could have had school lunch jokes, for one.
They could have had many jokes that they didn't do.
Instead, they had jokes about the Pledge of Allegiance.
Instead, that joke went on too long.
Science fairs and whatever. I'm giving it a C+.
Okay.
Well, dang, our list is over. That was so fast, because there were only 13 episodes.
It's so weird. Like, I keep thinking about it. I'm like, there are only 13.
It's only 13. And it's weird because when you actually watch Mario 3, it was so jarring between Mario 3 and Fire Sale, because when you go back to Mario 3, you see that they're like proportioned human beings in it. And in this one, they're like weird little Cabbage Patch gremlin people. It's weird. They don't look good.
It really is like your feelings when you first start watching, like, what the heck is this, versus like when you've watched all 13, you're like, yeah, I know what this is like.
Yeah.
How when you're even in that deep and you can still go, what the heck happened in King Scoopa Koopa?
I guess so. We were on pace then. We were watching.
Like, we already knew how the show went, and then they veered right off the track.
And they're just like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I guess those are our thoughts on the episodes altogether. Peach, do you have any final thoughts on... I guess now we just gotta think about Mario's Deke, because this used to be all you could get for Mario animation, and now we actually have choices. We have choices, and good choices, might I add. It's not just like you gotta watch the OVA.
We can still go to McDonald's if you want to.
We can always go to McDonald's.
But there are also good options.
But we can also have fine dining.
Fine dining. We'll always have the memes. And we'll always have the memories.
The memories in YouTube annotations.
Sometimes the memories are better than the actual thing.
That just sounds like life. That sounds like we went to Disney and we're like, oh.
This really is the kind of show where you grow up and you go, man, when I was young, I think I remember this weird thing I watched when I was a kid. Like there was like Yoshi and this weird cave dude.
And then they turned into chickens.
And then you hear someone talking about it on YouTube or something. You go, that was real?
Maybe.
I remember that thing.
I guess I just feel like I know it so well that I could never encounter that. But I feel like I could encounter it for Strawberry Shortcake. Of something where it's like, I vaguely remembered watching it, but
That's how I was with Marvin the Tap Dancing Horse.
remember specifics.
It's like I watched it when I was really young, and then many years later,
It was on Cubo.
We got Cubo, and I was like, that was a real thing. Like I remembered the episode where they go fishing and they get lost in the hill.
The episode I remember a lot is when
they got sick and they all go to the place.
Yeah, it's when he got sick and they all go to his house and Tiger's watching the bowling. I think about 7-10 splits. Anytime I see that, I think about Tiger watching TV.
Oh, I always think of Sweet Life when they had the bowling competition and the 7-10 split. Orga. It's that they're having a
I don't know, that just sounds like childhood shows. Weren't you watching Hannah Montana again with Misjudgment?
Oh, that was probably 3 years ago.
Well,
that was like pandemic.
That was back when we still purchased Disney Plus, and then we all decided this is too much money. Let's just do whatever we want. No.
Yeah, that was back when she was working in the lab. And
she was tattooing mice.
Well, we would have late night lab nights where she was just sitting in the lab for an hour, and we're like, yeah, let's just watch Hannah Montana. Why not?
Let's go ahead. Now she writes the copy print that you get when you buy a bottle of whatever, and then you get that little paper with the tiny writing on it. I think that's what she does now.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. We all have different jobs now. I guess that's the crazy part. Peach still works in pharmacy, but it's not public facing.
Thank God.
No more tears.
Well, hopefully not.
I have a full-time job now. I work for the state. That's about it. All I can say about it, probably. I do computer.
Slightly jealous that you get to work from home.
I do computer stuff. Well, I have to wiggle my mouse every 5 minutes to make sure that they're always watching.
I still do a lot of physical labor, but it's been keeping me in shape.
Yeah. I guess the downside to my job is I have to drive an hour to where I go. So it's like, man, I gotta get gas every week.
I do need to invest in some new shoes.
You really do. You're as bad as your boyfriend. It is taped up shoes.
That is very true.
Boyfriend, if you're listening to this, let her treat you. I'm just trying to think of a segue of like how somebody treated somebody else in an episode of Mario, but I don't know. They were kind of... Would you say they were hostile?
Nice everyone...
if it was Christmas?
What does Mario say?
If everyone was nice...
Got lots of treats.
Like everyone was nice to each other.
Oh, God. Now I guess that's the first quote I bungled. Oops.
Oh, man. It happened. And on the episode we ranked A. Maybe we should move it.
No, it's good. I like it at A.
Okay. I don't know about it at A, actually.
It's good at A.
Don't yell at me.
I'm sorry.
For yelling at me, I'm gonna move Brooks Watchell's episodes around.
Okay, fine. I guess Brooks Watchell gets the 2A
Brooks
episodes.
Watchell wrote the...
Last minute change. We've decided to swap Night Before Cape Christmas and Fire Sale.
Yep.
I'd say Night Before Cape Christmas is fine. It's got some funny bits, but overall it's just an okay episode.
Fire Sale, I feel like the pacing is really good. And also I think the callbacks are really good.
I do like the Cootie Pie rap.
Mm-hmm. And the fire plant, yeah, I like it.
It did give kind of
Clifford?
Little Shop of Horror vibes.
Okay, yeah. With the plant, yeah, I could see that. I don't know, maybe we just love Clifford the Big Red Dog from year 2000 so much that we just put all the episodes related to him up at the top. Well, so here we are at the end of our season, but what are we going to do from here, Peach?
Well, we came up with a couple ideas. Well, honestly, we've been spitballing ideas for the past 3 years.
It's true. Of like,
towards the Delfino. I come up and go, hey, Delfino, maybe we could start the podcast again and watch some more stuff.
And I go, I don't know.
So I'd say we've come up with 3 or 4-ish ideas.
Well, one of the ideas is actually we stop, but I don't think it's not a very happy idea. So let's go over some of the fun ones.
Okay. Well, I'd say first off, the obvious detour is we could do the Donkey Kong Country cartoon.
Which apparently, since the break in the podcast, everyone's been showing their streamers and YouTubers the Donkey Kong Country show like it's existed. But then suddenly it was like, everyone's like, you have to watch the music videos. You have to watch the songs.
I'd say at my job, it is one of my favorite go-to things to listen to while I'm working, is I'll just pull up a list of all the songs and just listen to them because they're so good.
They're good. It's like, what?
And I haven't watched all the episodes yet. But
We've only seen a couple, honestly.
You can get sort of an idea of what the episode is from the song. But then there's so many weird things that still
like
happen
segues.
in
Like,
that
how
show.
did we get here?
How did we get to this part?
Why are we singing gospel about opening a box? Why are we doing this?
I don't know.
Why are we singing about Zing Zang Zotes? What is going on?
The animation is so crazy. There's so many cool, fun facts about it.
I feel like everyone looks at the animation and they all
So
wince.
I'd say-
But I am one who, I actually really love it because it goes in line with how Donkey Kong Country was like bilinear bitmap interpolation, which is an insane word of words that means it was like rendered photos and then they made them into sprites. It was revolutionary technology. It honestly was. It is debatably the thing that killed Sega Genesis. Like, it's that and crazy. And that the show wanted to recapture that, and also with motion capture, like realistic textures on stuff, and also the character interpretations they do. I am a stout defender of Candy Kong.
Ooh.
I like her personality, and honestly, I'm coming around on the appearance. I know people are talking about the hairy chest, but I think we need more hairy women. So, I'm down for it.
That's definitely a peg to consider. Although I will say I don't know as much about Donkey Kong as
That's the
I do
thing.
like Mario or other shows.
Neither of us are really rare heads.
You played Bonanza.
I played all of Bonanza. I loved it.
I still need to finish
And I've
Bonanza.
started Country, but it has that bit of rareware, like, oh, you have to know the level before you go in, of
Maybe
like their
we'll
arcade
get lucky
days.
and they'll put DK64 on there, so we can play that.
Well, they already have 1, 2, and 3, and I think the Wii U has 64.
Does it?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it runs so much better than compared to N64.
right.
Because it was pushing that poor N64 to its limit. The frame rate would just chug. So I guess the pros would be it's Mario adjacent.
It's got that old-timey, crappy animation that we love.
But it's in a different form. It's in 3D. And also that it's got insane
say-
episodes.
Another con is that the episodes are kind of long.
They are double the length. And that there's a lot of, like, break time.
Yeah,
there's a lot of
dead time.
filler and, like...
Like, let's all walk to Candy's house. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
So we walked to Candy's house. Or no, that just sounds like... Well, it's more like someone will encounter a problem and then they tell that problem to Diddy and then they go to Candy and then they say the exact same thing but in a slightly different tone of voice. It feels more like a TV show, a proper TV show with cameras and live action. It doesn't quite feel like a cartoon. But that's what I'm thinking of season 1. I know it changes from season 2 beyond. Or at least that's what you've told me.
The animation is different.
They lost their mocap budget. It didn't pan out.
It starts to get a little weirder in season 2. Like, they take a lot more liberties with the crazy animation.
They feel they're less restrained by mocap.
So they can do something insane. Like have Donkey Kong dressed as a doctor.
Well, I mean, we already had Bluster Kong.
Well, yeah.
I just have to think. Is that also
But Leah Luster is season 2.
and the voice work also, we would love the voice work.
The voice actors are great.
People complain about Diddy, but I also think, again, Andrew Sabiston, he did a good job.
I don't know. And like when I think of K. Rool, I think of that British actor.
Ben Stewart, I believe is his
I
name.
don't remember.
And that he's Shakespearean. What could they want in the mountain mines?
I love it.
And that he got 2 little henchmen. I think that's really great for his character.
So that's definitely an idea
So
that
that is-
we have had.
And if you think that is a great idea, then do let us know. We're not going to have an official poll on this. We'll just be taking insights as we hear them and stuff. So then idea number 2.
I would love to do Kirby right back at ya. Because I love Kirby.
And I love Kirby too. But you love
I love
the
Kirby.
anime.
I love the anime. I've watched it in English and Japanese.
Fully?
Yes.
Or mostly?
All of them.
Wow.
Multiple times.
Wow. Okay.
Certain episodes multiple times.
Okay. Sorry. I'm remembering a pro about DK Country is that all the episodes are available on YouTube for free.
True.
That's a big thing, is that Treehouse is like, it's an old show. We don't care.
We'll say with Kirby right back at ya, all of the episodes are on
Archive.org, the English dub.
the English dub.
But
I'm pretty sure you can find the Japanese version somewhere.
well, you would find the Japanese dub, meaning English subtitles, somewhere else. But I don't know if it's as easily accessible as just YouTube. Yeah. It's not on YouTube.
But I love the dub. It's got that 4Kids craziness.
We love 4Kids. In this house, love 4Kids.
I know everybody dogs on it, but we're at the point where if you want to watch stuff subbed, you can watch it subbed.
And if you want to watch a professional
dub... And if
dub,
you want to watch a professional crazy dub where they decide to do random changes to stuff because those kiddos wouldn't know what...
what are you talking about?
Because kids don't know what crosses are.
What are you talking about? Are you referencing
I'm talking about dub changes.
Okay. Oh, you're saying when the Liberty was taken.
They're like, kids don't know what rice balls are. They're jelly donuts.
Well, it wasn't that they don't know what crosses are. It's that we can't show that. We shouldn't show that.
We can't show that, so we're going to have to edit this
We don't want to show
scene.
people pointing guns at each other. Let's make them
Let's
water
just have
guns.
A finger point.
Or water guns, you know.
Stuff like that.
Things where they go way out of their way to explain things.
Yeah, honestly, if you have to change that much, then maybe One Piece isn't the show for you.
Maybe it wasn't worth it.
But it's great for Kirby. I really love the way they did it for Kirby.
The voices, Eric Stewart, very good.
My girl, Maddie Blaustein.
And her beautiful vocal range because she's trans.
She's amazing.
She's so good.
Oh my god.
We love it.
You know, I was listening to some other video game. It was Shadow Hearts. They got the 4Kids cast to dub it. And I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, is that Maddie Blaustein?
Is that my girl?
Talking to Maddie Blaustein. I'm like, I love this.
And they sound completely
different. Completely different voices. I'm like, this is great.
Her voice work was great. Rest in peace, Maddie Blaustein. We love you so much.
Love you.
I don't know. We love... Who's the Meta Knight voice?
Eric Stewart.
Is it Eric Stewart? Wait, I thought that was Meta Knight. Is he 3 characters?
Wait, what'd you say? I heard Meta Knight.
Yes, Meta Knight. I thought it was Eric Bauza.
No, it's not Eric Bauza.
Okay.
It's Eric Stewart.
Hang on.
It's the same guy that did Brock and James.
Okay, I'm having to look this up. But wasn't he also...
No, Eric Bauza's Daffy Duck.
And he's also Marvin the Martian. He's Perry and...
Oh, yeah.
Fairly Odd Parents.
And IRAP.
Yeah, someone entirely different. Sorry.
Now, I would say the con...
Ted Lewis is the name.
Yeah, Ted Lewis is great.
Yes. And also Carrie Williams is really great as Tiff. I like how she's that know-it-all girl.
Yeah.
I really like it as her character direction.
I did the biggest con with Kirby.
And also the customer service, okay? Dan Green. Very good. Okay, the biggest con.
There's 100 episodes.
There are 100 episodes.
Are over 100 episodes.
Well, some of them are TV movies.
So I feel like if we did it, we'd kind of just be stuck for a very long time.
And also, when we hit a bad episode, it's not going to be fun. When we hit the air pollution episodes, we have nothing fun to say.
I'd say when Mario World gets bad, it gets crazy.
Yeah, like we're losing our marbles.
When Kirby gets bad, I'm sitting there like... Can I get off the ride, please?
Like, it is the episode that you really do want to skip over on rewatch.
Skip.
It's bad.
Mm-hmm. But you know, over 100 episodes, they can't all be winners. There's 100 floors of fights. They can't all be winners.
That is exactly what it is. And some of those episodes are David S. Pumpkins.
I don't know. Maybe we could, like, squeeze around it and do like some of the 2-parters as one.
I feel like we could honestly combo episodes.
We could combo a couple episodes,
Yeah, that we feel are like that. And also, as one thing you did mention as a pro to it is that you want to talk about the differences between Japanese and English. A lot of it is jokes, which, hey, we love joke changes. I think that's all fair in Love and War, but I was thinking about how it's like some of the jokes they make are different.
I don't know, there's also some fun voice acting facts and stuff.
I think also it would be a good comparison of like, this episode is better to watch in Japanese because it's a more serious episode. And it's hard to listen.
Say, the more serious episodes are way better in Japanese.
It's hard to listen to Eric Stewart doing Blade and Sword Knight when they're trying to tell their very complicated backstory.
That episode is way better in Japanese.
But then there's funny episodes, and it's like, this is fine in Japanese, but I think we could really go for it in English.
All right. So our third option is one that we're kind of passionate about.
It's one that we love.
Is that we really love the Yokai Watch dub.
And series.
I love Yokai Watch
kind of
as
the
a series.
I like it early as a series, but I do feel like it got a little too big.
It's very fascinating how it got too big for its britches and absolutely fizzled out to now nobody even.
It got too
really
excited and it fired on so many cylinders that it burnt itself out, and then Pokemon just going along on a casual. It walked the marathon.
But I find it so interesting that you can find season 1 dubbed quite easily because it was on Netflix.
Yeah.
And then season 2 was a little harder to find, but they re-aired it a lot, so you could still find it. Season 3 is so hard to find.
You cannot find it on local pirating software. Trust me, I have looked. I'm at the point where I actually purchased it so that I could guarantee to myself that I would be able to watch it.
Because it's so fascinating.
It's like, how did this happen?
And we wouldn't do all the Yokai Watch episodes because there's a lot.
Well, we would stop at the dub stopping
We would do
point.
the dub episodes.
We would
maybe
stop.
talk about the movies as a special.
But honestly, I would only want to talk about movie 1 because that one was the one that was dubbed.
And that one is the best one.
And it was really great. It was also funny that Yokai Watch movies, they progressively get worse.
They get worse as they keep going.
As you go down. The first movie was really great, and then the second one, episodic but good. 3, it's a little close to the Happiness
weird,
Charge
but
Precure
okay.
movie, but okay. And then 4, it's we're doing this now.
Oh my God.
And then 5, they're let's reboot it. No, that failed. Let's reboot it again. No, we can reboot it one last time. And it's you gotta stop.
How many reboots are we on now?
To the point.
Well, this new one is a reimagining.
Okay. We're at the point where Yokai Watch is no more, and we are at Holy Horror Mansion, which unfortunately is bogged by AI help, and it's man, I was so ready to love it. And then it's you watch the trailer and it's oh, these backgrounds are indeed AI generated. And level 5 has made statements about it's never our final product, it just helps with communication.
I think we just need more info at this point.
We need more info, and also sometimes I heard it recently about Mega Man Star Force. They've shown off some in-game screenshots, and it was the face, the little portrait when you're talking, lands was upscaled by some sort of AI thing. Ooh. But then a more recent preview showed that it was a redrawn portrait instead. So it's maybe companies are just using these as fill-in placeholder things
ideas,
so they can get their trailer out on time and
I don't mind that as much.
Faster.
It's when it's in the final product.
But that is a matter of trust, though, is what it is with Holy Horror Mansion. It's all right, level 5, are you going to remove these things from your game, or are you going to leave them in? We're keeping a close eye on you, level 5. Don't disappoint us.
How many episodes are there of the dub?
I think it's about 70 to 80.
So
it's
once
longer.
Again, it would be a more longer form.
And also, the flow of Yokai Watch as a show is a lot more...
even the episodes are divided into bits.
Chunks. They're chunked episodes.
And then some of the chunks go on for 6 episodes.
It'll be a continuing story of Koma-san in the cafe, but then also we're talking about Robonyan doing something else. And then also we have our main plot. Well, I say plot. There's no plot. It's a comedy series. It's more the main show, and then there's side bits, and it's a little hard to keep track of. I don't know. It would be hard to podcast through. It's you need a weird timeline thing that's when were all these happenings happening?
Yeah. I'd say the other con is that it's not as popular as some of these older classic shows.
And that's why, I think that's why you can't find the dub on pirate websites, is because nobody cares about it enough anymore to properly rip it. I care, but I can't afford the equipment. The ripping equipment or the processing. I've tried, but I can't. So, all I can do is really own it. And also, it would be very hard to suggest everyone to watch along as we go on through it. Because you could do so for the first section, but then it's other ones, it's you'll just have to take our word for it. It's this and that. It'd also be harder to get screenshots from, because I bought it through Amazon, which is the only place you can buy it through. It's weird. They promised it would be on Disney streaming, and it didn't.
They're liars.
Disney's a bunch of filthy liars. They're lying lieballs who lie about things. So then
our final idea was that we can't pick, so we would just do a shuffle.
We would do a shuffler. We'd spin wheels.
Where we'd pick, like, a couple of our favorite episodes.
Well, we'd
Ruby
pick
Spears Mega Man, Captain N,
Sonic X,
Sonic X,
Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Underground.
some, like, a couple choice Pokemon episodes.
The one,
Maybe even
not
some
Gen
Super
1.
Show. Not Gen 1. Everybody's done Gen 1 to death.
We all know Gen 1. We're enough of that.
But yeah, maybe we could throw in some Super Show episodes since we didn't get to Super Show.
Well, we never talked about it because Hard Drive did so already, and I was like, that's good enough. But you know what? It's not good enough.
Well, it could be.
Well, I don't know. So that is also a potential idea, is that we have a little wheel and that we spin it at the end of each episode and we're like, all right, now we have to watch this one. Oh, and we're looking for video game based cartoons, but we're also looking for like weird ones. Like there are ones that are good. You were talking about Mega Man Battle Network.
Yeah.
That one does have a TV series.
That one's more plot heavy. It's harder to just jump in on one episode.
Faithful to its source material that it's hard to laugh at it. It's hard to be like, what are they doing? Because it's like, well, that's how it won the game. What are you talking about? And it's like, oh, okay.
I suppose we could run two, like, simultaneously and just, like, flip-flop.
I feel like that would get confusing.
It would get really confusing.
I would have different editing styles for those. Nah.
Like, we could run through 5 episodes of one and then go 5 episodes of another or something. I don't know.
No, I would rather do it.
Okay.
But this is all considering that if we do it.
Yeah.
So these are all our ideas.
These are all what-ifs.
So do tell us in the comments if you liked our Donkey Kong idea, this Kirby, Yokai Watch, Shuffler.
Yeah, that would
And then I guess maybe this is pie in the sky, live stream reacting to it and be like, what is happening in this episode? Like, what am I looking at? But I feel like that has to be one that I really don't know. I wouldn't know it at all.
I don't know. Maybe we could do that with Yokai Watch.
Well, that would have to be season 3 and up.
True.
And also, I don't know how to... It's easier for me to think about YouTube streaming.
True.
But then it's like, I'm streaming my purchased content. I think that'll get me taken down.
Oops.
Real fast. And I've made it to 100 subscribers. I'm an influencer now. Don't you know? You can't take that away from me.
All right, Miss Influencer, where can we find you at?
So, now that we are done with the season, I am shedding my title of Delfino.
You have
I
emerged
am
from the Delfino Chrysalis.
forevermore spicy.
Until she decides to change it again.
It's no. I'm trying to... I like it. I like my spicy pasteles. And everyone reads it as pastels, and I'm like, I'm not natively Hispanic, so I guess I feel less insulted about them reading it wrong. But you can find me on Tumblr at spicypasteles.tumblr.com. And where can we find you, Peach?
You can find me at peachsupremeart.tumblr.com. I did have to take a break from drawing due to the move.
And then a lot of other things.
And a lot of other things compounding on my head. But I'm trying to get back my cue to start working in January again.
Yes. Very, very exciting.
I've got a lot of sketches right
And
now.
ideas. We're finally getting to the end of one of her big projects.
I'm trying to think of what I'm going to do after Precure Sundays is done.
We have ideas. Don't worry.
Remember,
we
that's
had
true.
we
We have an entire chart of things that I've thought about.
One thing I forgot about until I was looking through my computer was your villainesses.
Oh, yeah. I did have that idea.
We love our villainesses. In this house, we love our villainesses.
Oh, well.
And I think you'd love to draw their pretty outfits.
They're so complicated, though.
Well, do you think that would be good or bad for what you're trying to learn?
I don't know.
What if it was like you used those tools that they always use? What if you were able to just plaster that big jewel, just...
Stamp, do the lace stamps. Boom, 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 lace.
Oh, it's so easy. And
Let's just look up a 3D model of a horse and just vector over the horse.
Paste it in there.
Oh my god.
Listen, horses are hard. I forgive it when they do it for horses. On screen now, you will see a manhwa that used 3D horses because, listen.
Horses, tigers, whatever.
Animals...
I got a good one I can send you.
Okay, good. I do think, though, it does get to a point where it's like, come on, this is supposed to be a living being. I understand it when it's inanimate objects. Like, I heard Pan Pizza talk about it as, like, the reason why cars are always 3D is because they need to stay on model, and the easiest way you can do that is just use a 3D model of a car. And also,
cars are hard,
they're
man.
not super expressive, so you don't need to like...
But we're past the days of Speed Racer where you can just show the wheel and have the little moving mark.
Yeah. Where it's like,
yeah, that wheel's totally moving.
where it's like, we need to put that budget into our character expressions.
We just show the
movement.
face and have the looping background behind me.
Oh god, that's like the old
like
old
Hanna-Barbera.
days. That is like, that's beyond Deke. Deke is a treasure compared to those.
Oh yeah.
Hoo, hoo, hoo. But yeah, it's when manhwas sometimes do it for like shoes or I don't know. Sometimes when it's
earrings.
Well, that's the jewelry set, you know.
Stamp.
It's a nice stamp, and it does look good. The jewelry that they pick. The part that I'm more like when it's is when it's food. I'm like, you couldn't draw food.
You can't draw a roast chicken.
You couldn't draw a fish.
They could draw a roast chicken in the Kirby anime, and they have DD as a 3 model half the time.
Okay, I guess that's another downside of the Kirby anime. I feel like every episode we're gonna say, and DDD was usually 3D, and we didn't like that. Like, I feel like it's gonna be so repetitive that we're like, and in this
True.
scene, DDD was 2D, and we loved that.
I mean, yeah, it's so true.
I understand it was for budget, but man, he's just not as expressive when he's in that 3D
There
form.
are so many running gags in Kirby, it's ridiculous.
We could go on many tangents, but we've gone on for so long. I promised we would do shorter episodes.
You did promise
And
that.
here we are. Of course, when it became so long, we still forgot to credit our wonderful outro composer, Taylor Lair. You can find more of her music at tlair.bandcamp.com. That is T, the letters T, Laire.bandcamp.com. Paizani!
Paizani!
You know how everyone gets nice to each other around the holidays? Michael!
Yow! Hey, you mean like Christmas? You popped your plunger, big brother. It's the middle of August.
Michael! We're in dinosaur world, Luigi. We can have a Christmas anytime we want. The cave people don't know it doesn't come in the summer.
Have a Merry Cave Christmas, Bone Brain. Remember, Oogtar spelled backwards is Ratgoo.